Well, you have an exclusion zone that's been in place a little over a week, whereby only vehicles with local license plates can get in and around Sochi. There will be areas within the Olympic facilities where there'll be stop and search permitted by police, sort of no questions asked, if you will. 37,000 security officials in and around that Sochi area, but it's just to the north of there, in the North Caucasus, and immediately sort of over the border, if you will, in the next province over. What you're seeing there is an increase in security because of incidents there just last week. 6 people found dead in 4 vehicles. The increase in security there now, state security officials are saying that now has, the level of security there has gone down, and perhaps that, although they're not saying it specifically, is related to a number of arrests over the weekend. They say on Friday they arrested 6 people who had detonated a car bomb about 150 miles from Sochi on the 27th of December, and they say those 6 people that they arrested have admitted that they were planning another even bigger attack. And there was also an arrest of another 5 people, again within a couple of 100 miles where the Olympics will take place, and again these people found with a homemade bomb, if you will, Charles.
Well, of course, these are the kind of headline-grabbing acts of security, but it's interesting that the U.S. authorities have said to U.S. citizens there are various things you should watch out which have to do with security, like petty crime, having your wallet snatched, I guess, inadequate medical care, and such things as laws that people might not be familiar with, like not promoting gay activity and that kind of thing. It is good. I think it's the potential for a bit of a PR nightmare is still there for the Russians, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely it is, and I think obviously a lot of the seats at the Olympics, if you will have been sold in advance, but the thought that perhaps there could be a spillover effect into the region whereby tourists might be tempted to see some of the other sites in the surrounding areas, already that will perhaps for some people have been a little bit too much, but all these reports of incidents sort of not too far from the Olympics will perhaps put some people off, although it's a big area for Russian tourism, and we understand from officials, tourism officials in the area, that Russian tourism is not down. But the State Department has made a very clear travel alert this weekend. It says the medical facilities around the Winter Olympics are not tested for the high volume that they may be needed to treat, that don't expect the medical treatment that you would get in Russia to match that of what you would find in the West. And they're even advising people traveling there to have their own medical insurance, and on top of that have repatriation insurance, so that if you're critically injured and you need a medical evacuation, you can get that. They're also pointing out to people the number of terrorist incidents that have been in the region over the past few weeks, and as well historically, again, to really give Americans planning to travel to the Olympics a full background with which to understand the context of the events they're attending. Not scare tactics, but really aimed at having people understand where they're going to be, Charles. And it is, outside of Sochi, a potentially quite volatile area.